to notice that there are lots of protector system and mind errors that keep us stuck. So if you've ever felt yourself thinking, if I can just figure out how to, if I can just manage to, anytime you are hearing a mind story that says, if I can just, you know that you are in a mind error. This is a subtle body block, particularly at the mind level. Anytime that you are stuck in a mind error trap that like, well, first I have to do this and then it'll be okay to be okay. First I have to do this and then I can be worthy. First I have to be at this weight and then I can be okay with myself. It's okay to have certain goals and desires for yourself in health, but if you are noticing that your mind and your belief system is running you through this circuit that first this has to happen and then I can be okay, it has to come the other way around, and that's part of what we work on healing in the subtle body approach. Remember, what you think in your mind does not matter. What your body believes is really running the show. This is a tweetable from me for your time in this course together. So the core principles, if there is something wrong in your body that at a subtle body level that is lodged there, that's where the block is, and that's where things need to be fixed. So remember that the mind-body system and all its wiring, the subtle body, it has components and rules of operation, just like biology and meridians, that can be learned and implemented. This is what I hear people say of like, now I feel like no matter what comes up, I know exactly what to do, because when you have the understanding of how the wiring is working, you really begin to hack the system and you have the solution to whatever is coming up so that you don't get stuck. Remembering as a takeaway that your body knows more than your mind. Anytime you feel yourself in a repeating pattern where you've tried to get out of it, you get a little bit of leeway, but then you get back to the same baseline, that is a subtle body issue. And remember that anytime you know something intellectually in your mind, but you cannot actually do it, that is a subtle body block. So let's talk about some themes that I often see around weight loss. Now, I am not diagnosing you and your experience. It's good to trust your inner body, and there can be layers in the subtle body around the issue of weight loss. And as a clinical health practitioner, I understand there's also physical things that can come up. You know, obviously in the background, like we talked about, there are diet and exercise and endocrine things that are happening. However, if you're here watching this, I imagine that you've already been hitting those things to a certain degree and not seeing results. So often what I've seen as themes in around weight and weight loss, as I've already mentioned a little bit, is protection. Maybe you've had a big T trauma in the past, in early childhood. Maybe it's a little T trauma. Maybe it's just protection from feeling seen. Often I've yet to really work with many people in healing that didn't have some kind of hidden self-esteem or worthiness issue. Explain this deeper in day 2 of the 5-day training of understanding what's in our basement and how all things can actually be traced down to 2.5 things in the basement. Sometimes I've seen undealt with anger or a relationship with the sort of dark and light side of anger kind of turned inwards and manifest as a difficulty letting go of weight. I've often seen, especially in women, weight being a discomfort, really owning the full extent of my own power, of being as big as I really am, instead using weight as a way to be bigger rather than owning the power aspect of it. Sometimes there can be kind of a version of this protection around fear around intimacy, which might be romantic or just interpersonally, people getting close and being seen.